Hi everybody, how are you today? I come today to talk to you about our teen collection. I did a post on Facebook actually today that talked about the teen collection, and what I want you to know is it's not just for teens. Adults can get it. It's a great way to just start into LimeLight and find out what our products are actually like. So what I wanted to do is just do a quick demonstration of how you can use the teen collection as a basic starter kit to get going with LimeLight. And you can achieve a really nice look with it. So first of all, I started out with a clean face. You always want to make sure your face is nice and clean. I made sure that it's moisturized also because that helps the makeup set very nice on your face. It doesn't cause that flaky kind of look when you're dry and, flaky, obviously. So, and again, I'm not a professional makeup artist. I am just your average woman. And I just like makeup, and I like being able to look nice, and I like also being able to share with other women who maybe also wanting to just make themselves feel better, prettier. You're doing it for you. Don't do it for anybody else, just for you. So let's start with what actually comes in the teen collection. Okay, the first thing that comes in the teen collection is your makeup or your foundation. Now, the foundation that I'm going to be using today is this big one right here, and it's Gina Beige. You also get a choice of 2 concealers, which are on this side. The 2 choices that I have are 00 and, which is the top one that's lighter, and 02, which is a little bit darker one. I find also there's another one that works really well to cover up red, and you can see I've got a few, little issues. So that works really excellent, and I believe that is the 01. So that one works great with the redness. So I will start with that, and then I will move into, let's see here, putting on the next choice, which would be your blush. And the blush choice that we have is Glowing Blush. And this is the most highly sought after blush with LimeLight, or most used blush in LimeLight, because it's so versatile. A lot of people even use it on their eyes, and they can use it to just bring a little sparkle to the forehead, that type of thing, because it's not super dark. It's very natural looking. So if you're looking for a natural look, this is a really great one. And it's great for the teens that are starting out. You don't want them to look like clowns walking out of the house. So at least I didn't want my teenage daughter to look like a clown. So that is my choice for blush. You also get 2 choices for an eyeshadow. And I chose Peachy Gleam, which is number 2 if you're looking in the book. It's another just really great neutral color. Works really great on your eyes. The next choice I chose was this one, which is Brownie Points number 6. And the reason why I chose this one for today is this one can also be used as an eyeliner if you needed to. We have another product called this setting spray. It's the 10 years younger setting spray, which works really great with this to use as actually almost like an eyeliner. I will do it without it because I'm trying to stick to just the kit, and just kind of show you how you can accent your eyes and make them look pretty without extra stuff if you're just starting out. The other choice is a lip gloss. And the lip glosses are my favorite. I really, really like them a lot. So my choice for lip gloss is this one, the Dream. And I like Dream because it's got a little hint of color, but it's not like super bright. I carry this one in my purse all the time with me. One of my very favorites. Okay, so we're just going to start out with, I'm using a blenderful. And this is my choice for application of makeup. Some people use brushes. Other people may just like put it on with their fingers and then smooth it in with a brush or a blenderful. This is my choice, and I use it slightly damp. You can use it dry also. So we will start with that. And then I'm going to take my glasses off. And first of all, what I wanted to show you too, with our foundation, it is so highly pigmented. it is 50% pigmented. So the ones that you get in the store are like anywhere from like 18, 20, some of maybe the more high quality up to maybe 30%, 50%. So you don't need very much foundation at all. And I will show you just how much you actually need. I'm going to take my sponge, put it right on the pad. Can you see that? Okay. And I'm just putting a teeny bit of pressure. Can you see that pressure? It's kind of hard to see, but I'm just putting a little tiny bit of pressure, and I'm going to give it like a half turn. Just enough to pick up that much foundation on my sponge. Okay. So now I'm going to set that to the side, take my glasses off, and bear with me because I am pretty blind. So I'm going to be using a mirror to apply, or else who knows what could happen. All right, so let's go with this. I'm going to try and keep myself in the mirror here too, or in the camera lens too. And then what I basically do is I kind of just smoosh it, good word, smoosh it around my face in just different spots that I think need it the most. And then kind of start to work it in. And I do little tiny, you can maybe see them, little tiny twists to really try and get that makeup smoothed out onto my face. I'm trying to keep the mirror not in your line of vision here. So bear with me as I go through this. You can just see how it's evening out the redness of my skin. You always want to start with this little amount. You don't want to be putting too much on, because then you will get a cakey look, and then you're not going to be happy with the foundation. You want it to look natural and light and not like a mask. So let's see how we're doing here. Okay. Just smoothing out a little bit more here. Okay. You can see, I use pretty much the amount that's on there, but there's still even a little bit on the sponge if I really needed it. I'm going to kind of get in there a little bit more. You also want to make sure you get down, kind of work it down past your jawline so it doesn't end and make it look like a mask. The other thing too is you want to make sure that your makeup choice, your color choice, is as close to your natural skin color that you're going to have on your neck as possible, so that it does blend and flow very nicely. And this can change also throughout the year. I live in Wisconsin, so of course at this time of the year, I don't have a tan. I am pale, very pale. So as the summer progresses, if I get out in the sun a little bit more, I'm going to maybe switch up my color a little bit. Might go to the next darker shade, or maybe find myself blending two colors together to get the desired effect, so that I'm not too dark or too light. I don't tan very well anyways, so but anyway, you can see how much we used on there. Looking pretty good, right? So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to grab some of my concealer. And again, you can use a brush to do this. You can use your blender full. You can use your finger, however you want to do it. I'm going to use just the tippy tip of my blender full, and I'm going to get in there and see what I can do as far as trying to get rid of the under eye darkness. I have a really big issue with that, and I do have a hard time keeping it covered. I don't know why I have it. It's kind of a natural thing. My mom had it. My daughter has inherited it too, unfortunately for her. So I've got a little bit on the edge of my blender full. Can you see that? And I'm just going to kind of go in there and kind of see if I can get some of that darkness down. And then I'm going to also come in a little bit later with the lighter one. And again, you want to just start with a little bit of it. You can always pick up more. You don't need to And sometimes it's nice to just get it on your finger, which is what I do sometimes too. Around the eye, though, I do like to use the blender fold because it just seems to smooth it out a little bit more and not make it look so cakey and dark. So I'm just going to take a quick peek here. And right along my nose, I have like really fine veins or capillaries that are very kind of reddish in color. Again, the 01 color works really good to cover up those little red lines. I'm going to try using a little bit of this one on my finger. And I've got a little red spot on the edge of my nose. So I'm just going to kind of do that, blend that in a little bit to cover up those marks. And again, I'm going to come in, just have a little bit on my finger, blend that in. I should have went with the 01. Covers up these are all things you can add in as you go along. I just kind of wanted to show you how you can be very basic coverage in there. Hi, I had my video cut out on me, so what I did is pick back up again where we left off, and that would have been with me. I had just finished putting the concealer on with the tip of my Blenderful sponge. So now we're going to move into the next step, which is using the blush and just giving myself a little bit of color. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my brush that's kind of a fluffy angled brush. These are not LimeLight brushes. I have not at this time purchased those. They are on my wish list. I hope to get them very soon. I think they're probably much better quality than these. So I apologize if you see bristles left behind, because unfortunately bristles do fall out of these, and they don't out of the LimeLight. So what I'm going to be doing again is using the glowing blush. You can see that right there. Okay, and I'm just picking it up on my brush, and this is a really light blush, so you may find that you don't see it as much as you would a different type of blush, and that's probably okay, especially when you're using this for a teen or a younger person. It's very natural looking. So what I'm going to do is I just kind of start like right here, go real light, and then pull it out that way. And then again, I just kind of start to blend it. You can always add more. You can just see there's just a little hint of a glow there, a little bit of color. And that's what you want. You don't want to have this in your face kind of look. Makes you look like a clown kind of a thing. So again, I'm going in, just kind of starting with the apple, getting a little bit of highlight in there, and then moving it out this way. I just kind of use little round there. Now you can see I have it on both sides. Okay, so that looks okay. I'm good with that. So now I'm going to take my brush, put that down, and I'm going to go to my two different choices for the eyeshadow. So I'm going to start with the very first one, which was the Peachy Gleam, and I'm going to use, I have a brush that is kind of a fluffy brush with a little bit of a tip on it. It's kind of more of a domed type brush. So I'm going to use that, and I'm just going to pick up some of the eyeshadow from the top. You can see you always kind of want to shake it off a little bit, just so it's not flaking off all over your face as you're applying it. What I'm going to do is, because I only have the two choices, I'm going to apply it to my whole lid and then kind of up my eye. And again, however you choose to apply eye makeup is your own choice. There's no right way or wrong way to do it, really, I guess. At least that's what I've been told. Do what works best for you. the for some reason my eyes just seem like they kind of absorb. Even I used some of the concealer on my eyelids, which you didn't see because my video cut out and I didn't realize it. But I did use concealer on my eyelids, the 00 concealer, to just kind of give it a base for the actual eye makeup. So you can kind of see that I do have a little bit different color on the eyelids there. And again, it's really subtle, nothing super wow in your face. Perfect for somebody just starting out, teen collection type stuff, or an adult who just doesn't want to have, you know, that dark look. Oh, I think I had a little bit much on that one. Did you see the little puff of cloud come up on that one? So I'm just going to kind of brush that in there, put that in there. Again, I apologize. I am very blind. Most of the time I'm like, I have my face right in the mirror because I cannot see very well at all. Okay. So then I just kind of have it on both my eyelids. Very simple, basic look. Just pulling in a little bit of color. You can smooth it out. If you think it's too dark, make it lighter, you know, rub it out. You can add more, that type of thing. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to pick up my darker brown color, which was the brownie points. And I'm going to use, I have a little bit of an angled brush, and I'm just going to kind of use that. And again, this, like I said, works really well if you have our spray, our 10 years setting spray, 10 year younger setting spray, because it just kind of sets or puts the, makes the eyeshadow a little bit more liquidy, I guess. I usually just spritz it on the tip of my brush, and then I'm able to pick it up and then pull it through, and it actually looks more like a liner. So that's how I'm going to kind of use it right now. I'm just going to go under my eye. Oh, what did I do now? Oh, that was a little bristle. See, there you go. I got a bristle. But can you see I just kind of added just a very faint line. You can always go back in there, grab a little bit more. And you can see, now it's pulled in a little bit of color underneath that eye. Can you see that? And I want to do the same thing on the top of the eye, so I'm going to use that on the top of my eye. Just applying it like I would an eyeliner. So you forget your eyeliner, you run out of eyeliner, you always have another choice. Okay. So, can you see the difference between the two eyes? One's got the eyeshadow, the darker eyeshadow around the edges, and this one does not. And you'll probably notice that on the bottom lid, or bottom of my eye, I only did halfway. And what that does is because my eyes are so deep set and I've got hooded lids, so it helps to open up my eye, make it look bigger. If I did all the way underneath my eye, it's going to draw it in and make it look smaller, and even accentuate how much more my eyelids are hooded. So at this time I could just leave it like this, or I could just add even a little bit more color at the corner. Kind of do like a little V here at the end. Just giving it a little extra look. Maybe kind of giving it almost like a smoky look on the end here. Again, play with it. You know, you don't like it, take it off, start over again. It's not that big of a deal, no crime, right? So I'm going to try this on the other eye. I'm not as handy on this side. So let's see how this works. There, getting it in there. Like I said, not as handy on this side as I am on the other. And I apologize because you're probably just seeing my fist right now going through. There we go. All right. Kind of began working in that little V in the corner, kind of giving it a little bit of a smokier look in that corner. And now I'm looking at this eye, and it looks darker than this one, I think. So I'm just going to add a little bit more in here, maybe. Like I said, hard to do when you're blind. So I apologize. But well, I think that's probably about as good as I'm going to get with that. And I could just stop right there, or I could, you know, put in even more dark if I wanted to. I don't really care to, so I'm just going to leave it the way it is. So this is the mix, or the look on my eyes right now. And I'm going to put my glasses back on so I can see what I'm doing. So then our final product from the teen collection is going to be the gloss. And again, I chose the Dream. Dream is just kind of a light mauve-y color, I guess you'd say, because it's not really purple and it's not like really pink. So I'm going to say mauve. I like it because it's not super dark and it works really nicely. I can apply it generally anywhere and not worry that it's going to look bad. Some of the darker colors you have to be more aware of how you're putting it on because it might not meld out as nicely. So you might have a little blotches. So I like this one because it goes on a little bit more sheer. And when you use these glosses, you never want to sit there and pump them back and forth. It's not helpful. It kind of introduces bacteria into the actual tube. You just pull it out, and then you can swipe a little bit off if you want. The other thing too, if you're pumping it, you're going to be dragging out so much extra stuff, and it starts to develop around the edge of the, see, like right now you can even see it, there's a little bit. It'll get really goopy, and then you end up wiping it off, so you're wasting, right? And the cool thing is there's a little mirror on the side, so you can use that to apply. I mean, granted, it's not like super mirror, but it's enough to tell where you're putting stuff. And one of the other things I love about our glosses are they taste really good. Kind of like, I don't know, cupcakes and donuts, things like that. Now, who doesn't want that? So I have a little bit of that on. Now let's see if I can see my look here. Looks okay to me. All right, so that is just a basic look that you can do with a teen collection. Again, you can add to it, but it's a great way to get started. And if you buy it as a set, you do get a savings of some money too. So if you're interested in checking out the teen collection, you can definitely give me a message or check out my LimeLight site. I hope you have a really wonderful day. Enjoy wherever you are. Today we have a nice sunny day out. Again, it's midwinter, so I'm going to get in a walk outside and enjoy it. Thanks for watching, and take care. Bye.